And as always, please allow me to compensate for the whacked exposure that I get every fucking time, no matter how I set the camera. Anyhow, few days or I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I honestly don't remember, but very recently I made like a sort of a walkthrough with some of the equipment that I have and should be using, but I'm not. Therefore, I just made like a rig rundown, if you will, of my grip equipment and also other things that I'm using, not just for grips, but in general. But I forgot to show you this little fellow, and many of you might recognize this thing. It is called the Powerball. To be honest, when I first bought it, I was just so incredibly stoked. I thought that this thing would unlock like the potential for me to become whatever world champion in whatever activity. Usually, this thing comes with like a thread that you're pinning here, then you're kind of coiling it up, and then you're like zzz, unwinding it, and that's how you start the ball. I no longer use that thing. I don't even remember exactly where it is. I think I kind of misplaced it, aka lost. But yeah, it doesn't matter because I can always start it with my finger. So, a few words about this thing. So, like I said, back in the day when I bought this, and if my memory serves me right, it has to be late 2009 or early 2010, which makes it a solid 11 years already, if not more, since it's already March of 2021. So, yeah, I used and abused the fuck out of this when I got it. Then it's been laying dormant for like the past decade, and only now am I trying to resurrect it and start using it. So here's like a couple of cool stories, but first I just want to show you how I'm starting it. So this is kind of like how I do it with my thumb, and once it gets going, now I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do with it, and I can switch hands. That's why I told you I no longer need that thread, that piece of wire to start it, and you can just go berserk. But because it's kind of weird to do this on camera, I'll stop here because it just looks like some glorified wankery. That reminds me, they actually used to have like probably they still do, but I have no idea if this is even like a thing anymore. I'd have to look it up online. Probably it's vintage by now. Who knows? They had like the ones with like LEDs inside that were just some cool lights attached to the whole gimbal, gyroscope, whatever. And yeah, it used to make pretty lights when you were spinning it. Anyhow, so back to the story. So I don't remember exactly where I got a glimpse of this. Probably it was somewhere online, probably on YouTube. But the thing is that I became instantly obsessed, just like I became obsessed with the grippers, with the idea of having something measurable and objectively, having something that is, yeah, at the end of the day is measurable, and you have some good metrics and reference points. And with this thing, because you could order it with or without the electronic display, I remember I bought this thing from the store, so not online. So this was way more expensive with the electronics here, which offers like a digital um, display with a couple of running modes, showing you like the current value, and you have different types of exercises for stamina, for endurance, with a countdown, with a timer. Also a mode which shows you the max that you're achieving. So this one from back in the day is the record that I have stored. I don't want to lie and say something stupid, but I think, because I remember I had a few slightly higher records that I just deleted by accident, and then I was like feeling so frustrated because I could never replicate them again. But that's not a problem, because even now I still cannot replicate this one, because over time I grew a bit stronger but stiffer, so I no longer have the same dynamics. I would need to restart working on this in order to be able to attempt breaking my own record. But anyway, funny thing is, I saw this somewhere, then I started researching it on YouTube and seeing what the big numbers were and what the elite was achieving in terms of highest rotations and whatever. And I just wanted to obviously become the next Guinness World Record holder, whatever, with the fucking Powerball, right? Thinking this would make me like the greatest arm wrestler, or at least it didn't even matter, as long as it made me the greatest at something. Every kid's aspiration, right? So again, that's why I have the grippers still, and I made a video about just why I think the grippers are something super important, because outside of arm wrestling you can have a goal to follow with very objective metrics, and who knows, one day you can you can already start aiming at the certification, but one day you could probably call the nice folks over at Guinness World's Record, and you can get certified for closing number 3, or who knows, even more. But back to the fucking story, because I keep delaying it. So with this thing, I bought it. I started going crazy because all of those numbers that I saw on the web with those guys on YouTube. Maybe my memory is my memory is probably a bit shattered at this point, but I do remember that those guys were consistently going above 20,000. I think one guy was like 25,000, something like that. So with me initially, I think when I was still not getting the hang of it, I was doing like 9,000 something, whatever. Then I progressively went into like the late 12,000s. I don't think I ever crossed into the 13s, or maybe I did, but anyway, around there somewhere. So around half of what the guys were doing at the elite level. I'm not even sure if I remembered the numbers correctly. I should have researched them before I made this video. I'll probably research them anyway after the video, or if you'll allow me while I talk, I'll do it right now during the video, because that's the professional way of doing things, right? So that being said, I wanted to like be this this next glorified Powerball user, whatever. But I soon realized that, just like with everything else that I thought I had really big chances of becoming great, I was average at best with my highest intensity. And that obviously never feels good. So that being said, I kind of got depressed, but that's a bit looking forwards, because the idea is that right around the time when I bought this, for some strange coincidence, we had our elite champion Jon Iron Anchescu, like Neil Pickup uses to call him Jan Anchescu. Obviously, for me, that's a bit strange, being a co-national with Jan. So for me, it's Jan Anchescu. But anyhow, besides that, Jan was having like this this, I think it was his third Guinness World Record thing that he was doing, because first he got into the Guinness book by pulling 100 guys, and obviously not losing, pinning all of them. That was number one. Then he pulled against 300, so 100, 300, all in a public event, usually held at malls around Bucharest. And I was there for, I think, if not three of them, at least two of them. So, yeah, for the 100 I wasn't, for the 300 I was, for the 500 I was, and it was what I'm getting towards with this thing, with the Powerball. But also, just to finish the train of thought, he also went from 500 to 1000, and that's kind of like where he stopped, and my shoulder just popped. Speaking of great things and achievements, right? So yeah, and he went on to do even crazier things after that point. These were very arm wrestling related ventures for the Guinness Book. He then started doing kind of like a half athletics, daredevil things, half, I don't know, David Blaine type of crazy endurance things, like, walking, literally walking with a barbell, a loaded barbell, I forgot the weight, underwater, under frozen water, and going in at one end and going out at the other end and stuff like that, and similar crazy feats of strength, endurance, just like that. And because, now going a bit backwards in time, because he was at his third edition, I cannot call it attempt because he succeeded in all of them, and he went on to top them. The more the better, kind of like that. I'll be making a video about him, don't you worry. Separate video discussing all of these things in detail. But for now, yeah, he was doing his third thing, his third edition, and just out of nowhere, like 1 month before he announced it, I got this thing. And because, like I said, I was looking at guys online doing these amazing numbers. I kind of set a goal for myself, and yeah, I finally managed to find it, because apparently in the meantime, Powerball now means also other things, with like some bingo type of stuff, with some lottery or whatever. But anyhow, yeah, I see the guys are going into like the 20,000s and above, which is like insane. But yeah, my memory served me right. So I made this bet with myself that if I'm able to achieve, and now I'm completely forgetting the number, but I think I set a goal for myself, some stupid thing like I think 22, and then I said doesn't matter if it's 22 or not, it has to be in the 20 something, so it has to be in the 20,000s. If I achieve this, then I'll go and I'll be one of the contestants to actually pull against Jon for I mean, being one of the fucking morons lining up to just have their arms smashed. Kid, impressionable, naive, whatever, and also shooting for the stars. Not much has changed in terms of having delusions of grandeur for one day, not for now. I kind of have this weird thing to keep myself in check, knowing where I am, but still never stopping to believe and to like have this hope inside that I can achieve great things, which is probably good, probably, I don't know, bad, who knows. But yeah, I made like this bet with myself that if I'll ever be able to go into the 20,000s by the time the event is due to start. I had like a few weeks, a head start of a few weeks just before the event. I said I'll be going there. Guess what happened? I soon realized that I was stuck within like the 12,000s, not the 20,000s, not the 22,000s, not the 25. So yeah, harsh reality, right? So yeah, I knew that it was a good thing because I did not go there, because I knew very well that I would have just embarrassed myself, and I respected him way too much. I respected him way too much for me just to show up there like a clueless fucking idiot, which was like the case for most contestants. They had no idea who he was. They just thought themselves to be like the tough guy around the block or from the bar, thinking they'll show him. But I knew him very well because I kind of really started going into arm wrestling because of him. But again, that's gonna be another video. So I had history with this guy. He was like my hero at that time, and still he is, but he's just not that much active anymore, which is a shame. But I think he'll make a very nice comeback. Who knows? Let's hope. I certainly do hope to see that happening. So yeah. Anyhow, long, huge fucking rant about this thing called the NSD Powerball. 1 minute, one powerful hand, just get PB Powerball. I have no idea. Do not hesitate. All PB series balance corrected by computer. Whatever. Some statement about their awesome calibration. I took this thing apart many times just to see how it works. Quite an amazing contraption. It's something that I'm planning to resume after more than 1 decade of not using it. But hey, better late than never, I guess. So this thing, what I like about it is that it's not so much about developing your big muscle groups in your forearm and your arm. It's mostly about the small and oftentimes neglected stabilizers, especially in the wrist joint and the elbow joint. So why I love this is not because you're getting like an insane pump or workout for your forearm. That's secondary, and it's not that big of a thing. Like if you want really something to squeeze with your hand, just use the grippers or something else. But this, I just like the fact that once it gets going, it is so fucking hard to stabilize, and it becomes like a challenge to stabilize. And what you can do is you can actually grab this, which is super thick, and it acts like your opponent's hand, and it's very good to like try to stabilize it and work your arm in different positions, winning positions, losing positions, all sorts of weird angles, all while this thing is just wobbling in your hand and you're trying to just control it. And it's really something nice to experience, in my opinion. And obviously never forget to do this both hands. So yeah, just you get what I'm saying. I'm looking like a moron exemplifying these things while this thing is off. But anyhow, if you guys have this, if you guys have heard of this, if you tried it, if you bought it, if you tried it at a friend's house, please let me know what your opinion is on this gizmo right here. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you hate it? Do you use it? Did you use it? Did you stop using it just like I did? Have you never heard of it? So on and so forth. If you like the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. If you disliked it, click the dislike button twice, like I always advise you to do. And yeah, hate, troll, share, subscribe, unsubscribe. Just fucking engage with me in some meaningful conversation and keep it friendly and civilized and constructive. And yeah, just kidding, but not kidding. I mean, I really want you guys to start commenting because I'm lonely and yeah. This channel needs some subscribers and some engagement. Otherwise, it's just me with my stupid monologues. Not that it's a bad thing, but still, I think it would be fun if we could all gather and have some laughs and some cool chats in the end. Maybe in the comment section below, maybe on video. Who knows? It all depends on you. Because last time I checked, I could not just grab you from whatever you are and just harass you into leaving a comment on my video or doing like a sort of interview with me or Skype chat or Zoom or whatever. Ending my weird rant and rumbling on and on and on and on. Till next time, see you guys and take care. Bye-bye.